Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Colton, and in today's video, I want to show you how you can make a medium format film holder out of an old pill bottle. So this is something that came up for me because medium format film doesn't have the nifty container like 35mm film has, and I'm always kind of worried that I'm going to get dust in it, or I'm going to spill something on it, or maybe even that something in a bag is going to press into it and cause a crease or a dent in the film. And so I wanted to have a solution that would protect that while I wait for it to get developed, or rather for me to bring it to get developed. And I actually found what I thought was a solution on B&H, which was a bottle marketed as a medium format film holder. The sad thing though is that once you put the film in, the lid won't stay shut. It just keeps popping open. So it's kind of like you had one job and you failed. I did go back online and I found a larger container that holds 5 rolls of film that actually does work and does a really good job. I think the brand is Fuji Hunter or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. But I'm not always going out and shooting 5 rolls of film, and if I'm going out light, that container is kind of large and unnecessary. And about that same time, I was taking some acid reflux medicine, and I noticed that the pill containers are about the same size as a roll of medium format film. And so I tested it out. The film fits in there perfectly, whether it's unopened or it's already been exposed, it fits in the container really nicely. So I want to show you what you can do to turn that used pill container into a medium format film canister. Obviously, the first step is going to be removing the label from the container. You don't want to walk around with your information or even maybe someone else's information on a pill container. So the first step, definitely pull that label off, and a little bit easier said than done. It can leave a lot of residue, a lot of sticky residue on there. Sometimes a lot of paper gets left on there too, and that is totally okay because in step 2, we're going to take care of that. But if you're really slow and patient when you're pulling that label off, sometimes you can get most, if not all, of the label off without leaving too much sticky residue. But even if you leave a ton of sticky residue, we're going to get it off in a really easy way. So that's where step 2 comes into play. Gloves are recommended for this step, but that is to take some sort of adhesive remover and use that to pull off the remaining paper and adhesive. If there is a lot of paper on there, you can run it under the tap and just put water on there to kind of wet the paper and then be able to rub it off even just with your fingers. That will still leave the sticky residue, and that's where an adhesive remover like Goo Gone or something like that comes into play. Now, I'm not sponsored by Goo Gone. Use whatever brand that you want to use, but take a little bit of that. Again, recommend wearing gloves anytime you use chemicals, but get a little bit of that onto some sort of rag or cloth and wipe it over all of the sticky parts, even maybe some of the paper parts, and let it sit on there for like 5-10 minutes, and then come back with that same rag or cloth and just kind of gently rub, gently scrub, and it should, for the most part, all come off pretty easily. Now, once you have removed all of the paper and sticky residue, I do recommend putting a little hand soap on there, scrubbing it up, and trying to remove any sort of excess chemicals that might still be on there. Let it sit and dry for our final step. And the final step is to paint it, and that way we really eliminate the last bit of it looking like a pill container, and we can turn it into just an all black or all white or all yellow or all green container, whatever color that you want to use. So for this, I personally just used spray paint. I got some cardboard, put the pill case on there with the cap off, and painted the container and the cap separately, doing multiple coats of spray paint with probably about an hour or 2 in between coats to really let the paint dry before the next coat goes on. And the benefit there, if you do use multiple coats, is a little bit more even look in general, but also the paint will be a little stronger. It might not chip or peel off as easily. And I've been using this particular one for probably a year and a half now, and it still has all of the paint. None of it has really come off, so it works pretty well. Now, some people have asked, is the paint so that you can light seal it? And that is not really the original intent. It was just to make it look less like a pill container. I don't know if it really does a great job of light sealing it, but if it's an added benefit, it's an added benefit. I will say the container itself does do a good job protecting the film from, getting dents in it or damaging the film in that way. Also will protect against dust and water. Not if you submerge it, but again, if you're submerging this container in water, I'm not sure why you would want to do that. So if it's water that's splashing or spilled or whatever, then it should be safe, and it will thus keep your film in good condition, even allow you to throw that film into your pocket, whereas maybe you would normally be a bit worried about doing that. Now you can do it, and your film will be safe in between shooting it and bringing it to get developed. So that's my quick DIY for making your own medium format container. If you liked the video, do give me a thumbs up. And if you have suggestions on how to improve this, do drop it in the comments below, especially if you have some other DIY project that accomplishes the same thing. Drop that in the comments below as well, and let me know how this works out for you. Otherwise, if you want to see more content like this, hit the subscribe button, and that will keep you in the know for when the next video drops. Otherwise, I'm Colton. I'll see you in the next one.